Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 11th of January 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. We do this disclaimer. Use allegedly. No one's been convicted in a court of law yet. Apply the but-for standard and the reasonable person standard, and we assert all constitutional rights. The but-for standard is but for Mr. Perry's very greatly disgusting unwanted contact. We wouldn't have to do this, would we? Mr. Perry has typed in my phone all fucking day, as always. Just go, just leave Oklahoma. I can stalk and hack you. No, you can't. It is illegal. Stop. Please stop, sir. Mr. Perry, please stop. You need to control yourself, sir. I don't want your contact. I don't want it. I've been asking you since 2014 to leave me the fuck alone. Don't contact me and don't contact my friends and family. How many times have I said that? And he's asking, is your friends and family talking? I'm going to tell you this. There are some that have complained to our cops, the ones that keep catching you for the first time in your life ever. You keep wanting to know who's telling on us, who gave her the Fabian puzzle, who's this, who's that. Okay, they're telling them they're sick and tired of y'all calling them. They're sick and tired of you dictating when they can contact me and what they can say. So please stop contacting my friends and family. A lot of those people you shouldn't know. You shouldn't even know them. It's not your business. Butt out. Butt the fuck out. Mr. Warman, you need to restrain your client's unwanted contact. Please. Okay, look at this. How outraged this person was. This person is outraged that this guy had to be told 6 times, leave me alone. Stalking is a crime in all 50 states. Hacking is a crime in all 50 states. Voyeurism is a crime in all 50 states. Do you know why? Because people don't like it when you do that. We all learned it in daycare. We all learned it in daycare. When you do things that are offensive and outside social norm and deviant, then people probably aren't going to like you when you do that. And it's even worse when it's criminal. It's a crime because a whole lot of people, Mr. Perry, you're a lawmaker. We think that you're a little slow and you're not exactly sure what lawmakers do and how hard it is to actually pass a law. It's not easy. If you listen to my interview with Jason Moore, he and I are discussing the passing of a law. Jason Moore says it takes thousands of people to pass a law. You can listen to my interview with him. You might want to get in touch with Jason Moore. He's pretty smart. He will explain to you how you pass a law and what legislative duties are, because you seem very, very unclear on all of that. So, it doesn't involve stalking women. I get that you are confused also as to how to get women to like you and the status. I don't know if you're married or not, but when I left, you were married to a woman named Jacqueline Perry, your high school sweetheart, and you're betraying her trust, and you owe her an explanation. You're chasing a woman that doesn't even like you. I've asked you and asked you and asked you to leave me the fuck alone. Your attorney admitted receipt of 3,700 emails that, if they were sent from me, were cease and desist emails asking him to be and act like a professional officer of the court and restrain his client from breaking the law in such a way that is an imposition to me and causes me injury. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone, Mr. Perry. Do not contact me in any way, shape, or form. Do not invade my privacy at all. Leave me the fuck alone. I have been told by more than one person, including Chief Lucky Miller of Manford, that there is a forged marriage license floating around. Mr. Warman, immediately you are to file a divorce if that is true. Get rid of that thing. I'm not married to anyone. I never agreed to that. I've not even seen it. I was asked about it by Pinto and by Chief Miller, and about a forged power of attorney. One person has a power of attorney. Mr. Warman, this is Cynthia Ortiz. Mr. Warman, one person has a power of attorney, and that was my cousin Craig, when Mr. Perry had me illegally detained on a fraud in a court, claiming he's the victim of a political vendetta, and that I filed a police report that was false. He obstructed justice, and nobody knows where the hell he imagined a political vendetta. So, again, That document was only for my cousin Craig and only if I'm incapacitated. I live on my own. I don't have a house nurse. I live on my own. I take care of myself despite your client trying to cause every fail and every loss he can fucking come up with. I have a 3.9 GPA. I've asked you to leave me alone. I've asked your client over and over and over every day for years to leave me alone. And no, he can't. He thinks he can. I'm telling him right now, you're about to go to prison, or you wouldn't be asking me who told. Leave me the fuck alone. This person is as all Americans who are normal thinking people are. Why would it take 6 fucking times for her to say, leave me alone? And then he does not respond appropriately. He says, why do you dress like a prostitute? He wasn't asked. No one asked him what he thinks, did they? What he was told to do is leave her alone. He was asked to leave her alone. Not, what do you think of my clothes? Same thing with Mr. Perry. He's contacting me. He's making comments that are bizarre. He's doing things that are strange and offensive and illegal. All day, every day, Mr. Warman, your client really fucking needs an alibi, sir, to prove he's doing anything but what I say he's doing. Peeping, hacking, and contacting me when I've asked him not to contact me or anyone I know ever the fuck again.
I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
Do you see how the rest of the country sees your conduct? Disgusting. Depraved. You're fucking mentally ill. You're delusional. I don't feel anything for Mr. Perry but deep, deep disgust. He makes all my skin crawl. He cannot figure out how to get women to like him, and it is not peeping, and it is not hacking, and it is not, butting in and calling my friends and telling them, here's when you can call. Don't call. You're not allowed to talk to her. And if you are, if she gets in touch with you, you have to call us first, and we'll tell you what you are allowed to say. Oh my God, you're getting complaints to my guys. You aren't even supposed to know these people. Cease and desist. All contact me and everybody I know. You and all your minions, Mr. Perry. Cease it. We're getting complaints about it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't like you. You've had 8 years to figure out I don't like you and how to let go and move on like everybody else can do, because we've all been rejected and we all just move on. And what does Jackie think about what you do with your time? You owe her an explanation. No one owes you one. When you break the law, those laws are in place to protect us from injury. The conduct, sir, is offensive. Just like it shows here, you're no different. Just because you do it in my phone, or you hire some guy named Pinto or Mickey James or Terry Wagner to do it for you, it doesn't matter. It's still illegal. It's still disgusting. Don't peep. Don't hack. Don't contact me. Don't call my friends. Leave my friends the fuck alone. Leave everybody alone. We're all sick and tired of you. When you met me, how many times had you been caught, sir? Before you met me, you too, David Robertson, before you guys met me, how many times were you caught in crime? And then after, I want the numbers, Mr. Warman and Mr. McGee. Before you met me, how many times was your crime caught? And after, and you guys want my car. Every fucking day, you get recorded talking about getting my car away from me. Because you think I'll call you. And then I'll want to go on a date with you. Oh my God, you're off your nut. Somebody also complained about you, Mr. Robertson. She'll catch him. They get recorded talking about doing something to her. She's got him. She'll tell them you're caught. And they'll come in and go, we want to do it anyway. And then they do it anyway. And then now she's going, well, but I told you so. And they get all upset, shocked and dismayed. We told you. They already knew. We told you. Those guys got that information somehow and gave it to her. She told you she had it, and you wanted to do it anyway. Create a panacea, wait till the dust settles, and then we'll try again later. And we've heard you say that umpteen jillion times in the recordings of you. Leaks, wiretap orders, you don't know what comes from what, do you? But you keep getting caught. You want to take my car away, Charles. Already duly noted for the record, every fucking day since August 2019, August 23rd. Every day you want to take my car. Every day you want to ruin it. Every day you want to wreck it. Every day you want to tow it even though it's not legal. Every day there's something you want to do to my car. You think I'll call you and then want to date with you, and you are crazy. You're fucked up mentally. That is a sick, twisted thing to do. And you know what somebody else said about it? Right around the time I found out Officer Neely was drugged. All of a sudden, you guys get recorded talking about killing me. All of a sudden, you get recorded again trying to take my car. And this guy goes, that guy comes up here and says that's his girlfriend, and that is not his girlfriend. He's an asshole. She won't have a fucking thing to do with him. Won't have a fucking thing to do with him. And I can sure see why. Because I have a girlfriend. I don't call her friends and family at all. But if I did, it would be to find out what does she want for her birthday or Christmas. Not ask him to get the information on her car so I can take it away from her. What a dick. You're an abusive, sick man. And you're beneath me. 8 years you've not had anything but rejection. And you're told on. You're rejected and you're told on. You're rejected and you're told on. And I will never go on a date with you. And you don't have my consent to peep and hack and contact me at all. Or anyone I know. And we're getting complaints. Mr. Perry, we're getting complaints. We're sick and tired of Perry telling us when we can talk to Cynthia and what we're allowed to say. Fuck that. Get those bitches off our back. So you're hereby told, get off the back of me and my friends and my family. Those are people you shouldn't know. Perry, your contact gets you told on and nothing else. Look at your results. The contact that you make to me is fucked up, and I hate it, and I don't like it. And I said stop it. Behave. Control yourself. You need to control yourself. Your conduct is offensive. Control yourself, sir. Your conduct is very offensive to a whole lot of people, and everybody's sick and tired of you. Everybody's sick and tired of you. And so, because of that, you get told on and told on and told on and told on. And those are the results of your actions. And you'll never get a date with me because I think you're gross. I think you're a gross, sick, fat, lazy, pervert man that I want nothing to do with. You're a job, and that's it. You're just a job, Perry. Nothing more. You don't mean anything to me. I don't want anything to do with you. I have no romantic feelings for you at all. And it is high time you act like a grown-ass man. Let go and move on. You're rejected and told on every day. There's people laughing at you and making fun of you behind your back. It's ridiculous because you made a fool of yourself with this bullshit imaginary romance that only exists in your head. Stop. You need to control yourself. Stop. Stop. Our shrink tells me he had his attorney, Rion Stanford or whatever his name is, put in his brief that you're unable to control yourself, knowing you had the harassment email from before he did that. He's going to harass you when you get home. And then when he's caught and you say something, he's going to claim by fraud and lie and perjury in a court of law that you're harassing him. What he's doing is projecting his own failure onto you in that brief. And it is an outrage. It is an outrage that he would do any such thing. He is the one failing to control himself. And he knows that. And he committed perjury knowingly and willfully in that proceeding. And we are going to get him on that. Whether anybody else does or not, we're going to get him on that. So Mr. Warman and Mr. Sanford. Also, that could include you, because it is a thin line between vigorous defense of your client and conspiracy to commit perjury. You helped. Your name is on the brief where you flat out lied on behalf of your client. So I'm hereby warning you as well. Don't call all over the place trying to go, who are these guys helping her? Who are these guys helping her? and then act like nobody's helping me. And that's what you're doing, and nobody understands why the fuck you would do that. No, Perry, you can't. That's why you get told on all the time. That's why you get caught all the time. Because I have protection you can't get to. Do you know why you can't get to it? Because Tulsa police gave my police report right over to an offender. And the result of that is dead lucky and almost dead framed Mike. More perjury, more fraud, more attempted murder. Because you've tried to kill me 2 or 3 times. They've recorded you talking about that. Can't trust cops even in this one. And we're not getting any other cops killed. Unknowingly, without, because we didn't, we didn't realize this or that problem. We got 98% of the information. Nobody gets it all. It's not possible. So now there's discussions about Tulsa police. Is this an act of omission or commission? That needs to be looked into, and it does. We have a dead officer. We have a dead police officer. Nobody's going to tell you guys anything. Nobody's going to tell Perry anything. It is ludicrous that he even asks. We want you gone, Perry, gone. Because you're causing loss and problems and stress and anxiety and sadness and fear for a lot of good people who mind their own business and do their own thing and don't bother anybody. You know what women are attracted to? Men who are working and interesting to talk to because they do something interesting all day in their work. And you don't. You sit on your fat, lazy ass and watch people who have a life and pretend. And you don't do anything more than a 1-year-old little girl can do. And it's embarrassing. It is so fucking embarrassing. That is the best you can do. You'll never be anything better than that. I will never go on a date with you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm sick and tired of you lying about that. It's not going to happen. I hate your guts. I'm tired of you going around and lying to yourself and other people about there being some sort of romance there. There's not. There never will be. You disgust me deeply. You're disturbing other people, so it's not hard to get information, sir. You're disturbing to other people, David. Both of you. What you're doing to me, the harassment, the threats, the hardships. Listen, I moved twice to get away from you. David, I didn't come up here to pick a fight with you. You picked one with me. When you picked one with me, you picked one with these guys. You picked a fight, David, with guys that can get me that in jail. And that's pretty powerful. I didn't come up here to pick one with you. I came here to get away from one, a conflict, strife, drama, problems, and Mr. Perry. And he's all of that. He is one big wad of misery. Everywhere he goes, he makes everybody miserable. You can't get a date, Mr. Perry, with a gun to your head, and you have a wife. Be nice to her. If she's willing to be with you, God bless her. I'm not. I don't want anything to do with you. You owe her answers, and I promise you there's going to come a day very soon when your kids are going to come to you and say, what in the fuck was so important that you had to embarrass us with this? Why couldn't you control yourself? Why couldn't you go to work instead of fucking around with that chick in Oklahoma and embarrassing us with that? Weirdo problems. Control yourself. You don't have a choice, and no, you can't. Stop lying to yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop living in an imaginary world because you look fucking ridiculous, sir. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Mr. Perry, leave me alone. Mr. Robertson, leave me and all my friends and all my family the fuck alone. Because when you fuck with us, the guys that got me this get really pissed off at you, and they start working harder, and we start getting what you just said. Again and again and again and again and again. And then y'all make a bunch of phone calls trying to figure out who is it. You're not going to get that information. Tulsa police, you aren't either. Because you took my police report and gave it right over to the domestic violence offender. That you let them obstruct justice. You did nothing about that. You let them destroy my evidence. You did nothing about that. And so guess what? Now we got a dead Lucky and an almost dead framed Mike. And you did nothing to help Mike. And you knew he didn't do it. If you didn't know it on your own, which I'm pretty sure you do, I think you guys are not stupid. I really think you guys are pretty smart. And I'm pretty sure you looked at the same thing I looked at and went, no way he could do this. and you just let him sit there. Not one of you went to Pensacola to provide an assist to an officer down. How dare you? I don't understand that. I will never understand that. I did everything I could possibly do. I went without electricity and food for a week. Thanks, David, for that. David and Charles. My guys know exactly what you did. Again, you're gonna get charged on that too. Witness tampering, harassment of my witness, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce. Get the fuck out of my wallet. Get the fuck out of my life. Mr. Warman, get your client restrained. It is your job. Fiduciary obligation to follow the law and make sure your client is in compliance with the law, because it's a thin line between vigorous defense and conspiracy to commit a crime. And you are barking up the wrong tree, fucking with me. And if you can't tell that by now, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. I found out Mike was drugged before it hit the docket. I found out. How do you suppose that was? No one fucking asked me, and we were waiting for that question in the deposition. I didn't just come out and say it, did I? That's intentional. If anybody that knows me, anybody who has sting up me that you sent into my club, whether it be law enforcement or just some guy that you hired, I would say probably there's some cops around here that know better than anybody else, because they're smart. They can figure me out faster than just some stupid who comes in there. They all know you got to be careful what you say around me. Right? Aren't you guys told that? Be very careful what you say around Cynthia, because she can get people to say stuff they didn't mean to say, for one. And for two, you might think she's giving you information and she's not. She's putting information out there to use to prove Charles has hired somebody to come fuck with her. Yes, it's exactly what I do. Mitchell and Myers were not. I didn't get deposed. Mitchell and Myers got sting up because we were looking for two things. We were looking for them to deal with the witness tampering thing. How did you know Mike had to be this? We were looking for them to get into that a little more, and they didn't. Fail. Big fat fail, Myers and Mitchell. You fucked up. The second thing we wanted them to get into is, how did you know Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it? Didn't ask me. I brought it up twice, and twice they went right over it, blew right over it. Fail, Mitchell and Myers. Big fat fail. Now we got you linked to Perry. Now we got you linked to the murderer, to the person who coaxed Mike to Pensacola so he could kill him. And you guys not been caught this much before in your lives, but you're caught now. So no, Perry, you can't. You are. Listen, Perry, I'm not an Alzheimer's specialist, and I'm not a special education teacher. I don't know how to deal with you. I can't relate to you at all. I can't. I don't have any patience. I don't have the patience to deal with you. When I say something, sir, one time, that's it. One time is all I say it. That's all I should have to say it. You embarrass the hell out of me. And we have to tell you the same thing over and over and over and over, just like Neil. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Stop calling my friends and family. Stop calling my friends and family. Leave me the fuck alone. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get your cameras off me. Go fuck off. Leave me alone. All of that is crime. No, you can't. You're getting caught. You're calling around wanting to know who it is. You can't. Leave me alone, sir. You can't commit a crime against me. You can't peep. You can't hack. You can't contact me. So stop typing in my phone. I can. Nope, you cannot. You cannot. You cannot. I said no. I said no. I've said no every day for almost a decade. No. No means no. You're raping me. Fuck the hell off me. We are getting complaints from my friends and family, people you should not even know who the fuck they are. They're telling us when we can talk to her and what we can say, and I am sick and tired of that. They're sick and tired of you. Leave them alone. Leave everybody I know alone. You guys bother and bother and bother and bother. What the fuck? Why do what kind of bizarre board does that? We're all sick of you. Leave us alone. You don't have a choice. It is the law. It is the fucking law. It's the law. Perry. Go explain to your wife what you've been doing with your time and apologize for the betrayal, please. And leave me the fuck alone. Warman, I've never signed a marriage license with Mr. Perry. There's no way. Gun to my head, there's no fucking way. That man lives on a different planet than me. I've got nothing in common with him. I don't like him. I don't want anything to do with him. And I'm asking you to restrain your client, make him control himself, and leave me the fuck alone. Get rid of the marriage, whatever the fuck that is, that two people asked me about. I didn't sign anything like that. I didn't consent to anything like that, nor will I ever. And he steals my car. That's going to piss me off. I for sure won't. You don't get a date taking people. You don't get a date with a woman completely ruining her life, taking everything she worked her whole life for, and handing her some canned food, and invading her privacy, and interfering and butting in with relationships that you don't need to know about even. What the fuck kind of idiot are you? I've known a lot of men. I've dated a lot of men. I've hung out with movie stars. I've partied with movie stars, famous people. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. I think you're a monster. I think you're an abusive, domestic violence offender monster. I don't like you, Perry. Do not contact me again. And no, you can't. You can't because it's illegal. You can't because the guys that gave me this are catching it every time you do it, and they're putting a stop to it. And we've said, leave me the fuck alone. Leave my friends and family the fuck alone. Get a grip on reality. Get out of my life. Do not ever again show a marriage license or a power of attorney that I didn't actually sign. It's forgery. Nobody has permission to do anything for me but me. If I'm incapacitated, like in a coma or something, my cousin Craig has a power of attorney to use only in that situation. No other situation. No other time. Leave me the fuck alone. Now, in closing, this is where it says Mr. Neely was given Narcan for drug overdose. He was presented unconscious, respiratory distress, didn't know what the hell happened, found knocked out. They gave him Narcan. He came to. I knew that long before anybody else said it. Those police officers that found that information out and gave it to me and this are asking you, Mr. Warman and Mr. McGew and Mr. Giles and Mr. Goodwin, to restrain your motherfucking clients. It is a thin, thin line between vigorous defense of your clients and co-conspiracy. So when you start wondering who it is, remember that you've been told to cease and desist right now. Stop. Perry needs to be busy proving that he's doing anything but what I say, Mr. Warman. So do you. Robertson, do not call anybody I know again. Don't call my friends and family. Don't contact my friends and family. Do not contact my friends and family. Don't bother, Perry, my friends and family. Don't bother me. You have no chance of a date with me ever. Leave me the fuck alone. I've been saying that for ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, Perry. This goes over my depot with you used them to get information because you wanted to carry that plan out. 3,700 cease and desist emails if I sent them, Mark, and you confirmed receipt. I think you better get a handle on the situation. Your client's contact isn't wanted. He is to leave me and everyone I know alone. Mr. McGew, so is your client. Didn't come up here to pick a fight. I came up here to get away from one. Do you guys not understand words said to you? What is your deal? Words, normal words people say. Do you not understand what those are? Do you need, again, I'm not a, look at the date on that, Mark. July 27, 2014. I want him to leave me alone. In 8 years, there's no date. I don't love you. I don't like you. I can't stand you. You're a job and nothing more. And you keep getting told on and caught and told on and caught to the extent that you're calling around wanting to know who it is. So, again, leave me the fuck alone every day. This person is outraged that it took 6 times. 6 times for Stalker Neil here, Creepy Neil, to be told, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. With the TikTok girl, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. And why are you dressed like a prostitute? Everyone's like, oh my God, oh my fucking God. What in the hell is wrong with you? No one asked you. You weren't asked. What you were asked to do is leave her alone. Perry, you're no different. And no, you can't. You go be. Stop telling me what to do. I'm the one catching your crime more than anybody you know. I want the number. How many times were you guys caught before you met me? How many after? Give me the number, Perry. No, you can't. You can't. And no one asked you what you think. You know what you were asked? Leave me the fuck alone. Stop witness tampering. Stop taking my money. Leave me the fuck alone. Do not call my friends and family again. They are complaining, some of them, to the guys that are helping me. We're sick and tired of them telling us. We don't want to talk to them at all. But we're sick and tired of them telling us when we can talk to Cindy and what we can say. Fuck that. Get them off our back. Get off our back. All of you. Leave us the fuck alone. Please. Leave us the fuck alone. So, in closing, like I said, there's my son. There's Mike Neely. Point out the injuries on Mike Neely that looked like he was in a fight. And here's the, I guess they typed up the arrest report. Find it in the arrest report. Where's the injuries that look like he was in a fight? There's not any. Red swollen right hand and a busted lip from a second event. And he's got an IV sitting right there in his right hand, doesn't he? Who the fuck did you guys think you were fooling? And then Mitchell and Myers got sting-opped. They didn't depose me. They got sting-opped. And they got caught. Now you got a limited time to make amends and fix it for him and get him home. Or not. And I promise you, if you don't, you'll wish you had. I'm studying right now restorative justice. Restitution for victims. I'm going to tell you right now. Get him home. Make it right. Make amends. And you don't have to, of course, but then I promise you'll regret it. This guy was a victim of attempted murder, not a killer. And you don't even understand how many people are pissed off at you for what you did. There's an entire country full of cops. An entire country outside of this little land that you think you own in Oklahoma, that the people outside of that don't know who you are, nor do they give a fuck. To them, you're just a monster who hurt police. You just hurt police. And this guy has us. We've been standing beside him all along, no matter how bad you've made my life, and you've made it bad. No matter how vicious your attacks. I've starved. I've done without electricity. I've taken a cold shower. I've had nothing to eat. But I didn't change, did I? In fact, I filed a motion to intervene, and there was still no hearing. And that's a question, Mr. Warman. Right now, there's a lot of people going, why are there so many motions filed where their bylaw should have been a hearing and there wasn't? And if there was, she wasn't in it. She's not a lawyer. What the fuck harm is it letting her in the courtroom? She's got something on these guys. You look guilty, Mr. Warman. Cut it the fuck out. Leave me alone and do court legit and legal. Or get your house in order. You can go to jail too. You're going to leave us alone. If you can't do it by yourself, you're going to be stopped by these guys. They have to call around and try to find out who they are. They don't trust police because of what Tulsa police did to me. They don't trust them. And what has happened here because Tulsa police of what they did to me led to that. Not cool. Not how you catch bad guys. Not what law enforcement is for. This is a great disappointment with the TPD. Great disappointment with TPD. I'm sorry they chose to do that. I said I wouldn't sue them, and I haven't. I said instead, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm barely doing what I can to sue you. I'm not suing Tulsa police, but I'm going to out-cop them, and I already have. I just sting up those two, Mitchell and Myers, and nobody knew that's what I did. I had to tell people, guess what I just did? They didn't even know it. I withheld this information as to how I knew Mike was drugged, waiting for them to ask me because that's the pertinent question for their case. How many emails I sent is the pertinent question for Charles Perry's perjury. Gotcha. Now, I'm busy. I have a life. I'm in school and I work. And I have friends and family that I love. That I don't have time to be, dealing with some little weirdo who can't get a grip on reality and go act like a normal human being and spend time with his family and go work and leave everybody alone. We're all sick of you. Leave us alone. Leave us alone, Perry. I said no. And the more you force and push, the more pissed off I get. And the more information we get as to what you're doing. There's a lot of stuff we have. You don't have any idea what it is. Philip has it. And I know you guys are trying to block Philip's emails. Philip gets it in about 6 other ways. Because you do that. Because you block these emails. So we have about 6 other ways to get that information to Philip. If we can get what you just said, if those guys that are helping me can get what you just said and give it to me, what all do you think they can do? Who all do you think they can talk to? Yeah, okay. Leave me alone. Please, fuck off.